Hello guys and welcome to TheBroThing, your favorite spot for all the pickup and dating related information. So today I wanted to talk about how to read the other person's body language. Now in any social interaction this will definitely give you an edge. So without wasting much more time, let's get right to it. Now there are some basic forms of body language that everyone is aware about, and then there are some complex forms of body language which only the people who have researched about body language are aware about. Now in attraction, there are several body language cues that you would need to focus on, which is going to tell you whether a person is attracted to you or not. And we call them the indicators of interest as well as the disindicators of interest. Now some of you might be aware of some really basic indicators of interest, like the girl is playing with her hair, right? Now in this video, we're going to dive really deep into some key non-verbal behavior associated with attraction. So the first thing that you have to focus on is the mutual gaze. Now this has to be mutual, as the name suggests. It doesn't mean that you're staring at the girl and she's looking elsewhere. It means that there's a mutual gaze between both of you and you're not getting disturbed by the external environment. Now the external environment can be a pub, a bar, a club, mall, doesn't matter. Now secondly, focus on the more easier things that you can see, whether a girl is smiling or not, because it is directly associated with her having a good time. Also observe her facial expressions. Now what you want to observe in a facial expressions is if there's any tension on the facial expressions, that means that she's feeling discomfort, right? Now also focus on her eyebrows. If her eyebrows are pointed towards the nose like this, that means that she's angry, right? You can see the tension on my forehead as well. Or if she's completely at ease like this, that means that she's comfortable in talking to you and she's kind of relaxed. So a facial expressions can actually tell you a lot about a person. Now primping and preening, which basically means if the girl is touching her hair, playing with her hair, adjusting her bra, showing you her teeth by smiling, right? Or adjusting anything on her face, on a specific area where she wants your attention to be. Now that's another indicator of interest. Another thing you want to look out for when you're talking to a girl, now as you already know, it's much better to engage her emotional mind, right, rather than her logical mind. Now when you do that, always look if her head is straight up or if it's tilted. Now people usually tilt their head when they're trying to have some sort of an emotional connectivity with the other person. So if her head is tilted, it's an IOI. Also when you're holding eye contact with a woman, a lot of times you might see this, right? She will give you a demure downward gaze, which means that she's going to gaze, she's going to be shy, she's going to be feeling shy and she's going to look downwards. And a lot of women will do this. Now when this happens, it means that she's sort of feeling shy because she's attracted towards you. And women do this quite a lot. If you go out in the field, you approach girls, you'll see this quite a lot. Also another thing you want to focus on is body orientation, which means where is the body facing, right? Is it facing towards you? Is she leaning forward? Is she leaning backward? Or if leaning backward can be considered as a DOI, right, a disindicator of interest. Leaning forward can be considered as an indicator of interest. Now if she's standing, look at her feet, right? If she's cross-legged, it means that she plans to stay. If her feet are facing towards the door, it means that she wants to leave, right? If she's tapping her feet, it means she's kind of getting uncomfortable and she wants to leave, but she can't figure out a way how. Now these are some of the observational cues that you can directly see. Now let's get down to some of the vocal cues related to attraction. Now the first one I would like to call it is the baby talk. Now if the girl starts talking like a 12-year-old girl, being all goofy, that's another indicator of interest. If she's laughing or smiling more than she should on your bad jokes, another indicator of interest. You also need to focus on her vocal tones, as explained earlier. Now if she's in a seeking rapport, right, which is basically her pitch is going up at the end where she's seeking a reaction from you. So that's another indicator of interest. You can also hear the level of interest, in her voice. If she's excited, enthusiastic, or if she's sounding dull and bored. Now that's all you need to focus on in the vocal cues. Now the last and the most important thing, you would want to focus on how she's responding to your touch. Now how do you do this? With the proximity. You close the proximity between you, and if she's comfortable, you can just judge it, right? Whether she's comfortable or she's at discomfort. Now once you close the proximity, it acts as a small compliance test so that you are aware. Now when you touch the girl, how is she going to respond? If she's responding negatively to you closing the proximity, that means that when you push for physicality, she's going to respond in a negative manner. So it's much better to, have these subtle, small compliance tests all throughout the way, which will tell you when it's a good time to escalate. Now, I know some of this information can be really overwhelming, and if you're in the field and you're thinking about all of this, you're done, man. So my suggestion to you this week would be, my mission for you this week would be to go out for 25 minutes every day and watch people. We call it people watching. Now you can go outside to a cafe, you can go to a bar, anywhere where people are out on dates, social interactions, in clubs, but be very subtle about what you do because it can be really creepy. Now it took me about 2 to 3 months to get a good hang of it, and I did this exercise when I was in college. I used to get a lot of time, so I used to sit in my library and just do people watching, right? Library, restaurants, bars as well. Now if you think you'll start practicing it in the field, I'll tell you what will happen to you, because it will be really tough, right? As your mind is racing in several directions. Now you won't be able to be present to the moment, and what will happen is you will lose the girl. So it's much better to have a people watching, start people watching to improve your skill, and then it will be in your subconscious, and once it's in your subconscious, then you can just do it when you're in the field, right? When you're picking up. Now there are many different advantages of reading body language. This will help you predict people's behavior and plan up your next move in coordination to what's required. But another thing that you want to focus on is never focus on just one body language movement. I've been wrong a couple of times. So I had this time, I saw a girl just playing with her hair, and I thought, okay, she's attracted to me, right? But there can be different things, and I went in for the kiss and I got rejected. Right? That's how people get rejected. That's how people land up in situations they don't want to land up in, because they are unable to read the other person. So that's how I landed up in that situation. And what I saw is, she's playing with her hair, right? She's adjusting her bra. I got two IOIs, so I thought, why not? And what happens is, if you just focus on 2 IOIs, a lot of times, maybe something is disturbing her, right? Maybe it's too tight. Maybe it's too uncomfortable. So always make sure you observe, not a single body language movement, but it should be at least clustered of 3 to 4. I would say if you're a beginner, go for 4. Right, before escalating further. So you can be 100% sure that she's interested in you sexually. Now, I hope this module helps you, have a better understanding of non-verbal communication. And one thing you have to understand is words are about 7 to 8%, tonality is about 15% of any conversation, and the rest is all body language. Now, it is really important to be able to read the other person's body language, as it definitely gives you an edge in any human interaction. So I hope you liked the video, and if you want to get personally coached by me, you can click on the link below and you can schedule a call directly with me. Also, if you like our content, hit the like button and the subscribe button right next to it. This is Arunav. Until next time.